Buenos Aires, 1960. The late afternoon sun is stretching shadows long and thin over the city's low-rise buildings. A man walks briskly down a narrow avenue, clutching a briefcase, glancing around nervously. He's just another middle-aged bureaucrat, known locally as Ricardo Klement, but to the three men parked 2 blocks away in a rusted sedan, he is Adolf Eichmann, the chief architect of the Holocaust. We are Spy Tech Files, and every day we dive deep into the secret missions and clandestine tools that shaped our world. Missing one file means missing a secret history hidden for decades. This Operation Finale, is a cornerstone of our work. It's a stunning example of how human intelligence and meticulous tradecraft can achieve the impossible. Mossad tracked Eichmann internationally based on the sketchiest of leads. They set up surveillance, a grueling, psychologically tense process. They had to verify his identity without alerting Argentine authorities, who were fiercely protective of their sovereignty. The stakes were impossibly high. Imagine the tension. Agents like Zvi Aharoni and Peter Malkin, silent, trained to move like shadows, watching a man responsible for the deaths of millions. They were forced to buy bread at the same market, ride the same bus routes, all to establish a predictable pattern. Eichmann was cautious, but his habits were catalogued, his movements logged down to the minute. The agents even scrutinized his handwriting and old correspondence. This painstaking, old-school espionage provided the ultimate operational security. They were not just fighting time, they were fighting the possibility of failure on a global stage. They needed one crucial, unmissable moment. They found it when Eichmann returned home, least alert, every evening at 7:30 p.m. The plan had to be flawless. On May 11th, 1960, the mission culminated. Eichmann stepped off the bus. Malkin was waiting. One swift move, a firm command, "Momentito, señor," and the man was neutralized. The man who had orchestrated industrial mass murder was blindfolded, gagged, and bundled into a waiting vehicle. The safe house was secured. The extraction was underway. This whole process, from the initial tip to the final covert transport, is a vital part of declassified history. It shows how the pursuit of justice, often outside legal norms, requires extreme operational precision. The world around those agents in 1960 was rapidly changing. The need for precision, secrecy, and audacity fueled a technological arms race during the Cold War, which paralleled Mossad's mission. Think about the context. The same year Eichmann was captured, the U.S. was dealing with the fallout of the U-2 spy plane incident. This wasn't cloak and dagger. This was high-tech aerospace surveillance. The pursuit of intelligence demanded new tools. The Mossad agents used photographs and logbooks. But elsewhere, intelligence agencies were deploying incredible technological feats, many of which remain part of our declassified history. Miniaturization was key. The Minox camera, a sub-miniature camera famously used for taking pictures of documents, was a staple of tradecraft. Agencies needed to make things tiny. For audio surveillance, devices like the Great Seal Bug showed a mastery of resonant cavity technology. This passive listening device, known as the Thing, required no batteries or power source. It was an incredible feat of electronic espionage. For covert communications, microdot technology was groundbreaking. It allowed an entire document to be reduced to the size of a period and hidden in plain sight. These Cold War tools, microdots, miniature cameras, secure radio bursts, were all designed to solve the same problem the Mossad team faced: exfiltration and covert communication. They were the technological version of blending into the background. Eichmann was brought to trial, a global reckoning rooted in evidence meticulously gathered on the streets of Buenos Aires. His prosecution proved that those who commit heinous crimes cannot hide forever. But today, the streets aren't the only battleground. The anonymous shadows have moved online. The meticulous logbooks and handwriting samples used to prosecute Eichmann have been replaced by digital footprints and encrypted data. The crimes of the digital age, cybercrime, espionage, and large-scale fraud, share a chilling similarity with Eichmann's bureaucratic efficiency. These crimes are now often committed by networks, operating with cold, calculated precision, much like the logistics Eichmann orchestrated for the final solution. As a channel dedicated to declassified history, we must apply the lessons of the past to the threats of the present. Eichmann's lessons for the digital age are clear. Firstly, just as Mossad catalogued Eichmann's bus routes, We must catalog our digital tradecraft. Use two-factor authentication. Maintain unique, strong passwords, and understand that every click leaves a trail. Secondly, Eichmann hid behind the alias Ricardo Klement. Cybercriminals hide behind anonymity networks and sophisticated malware. To fight this, we need the technical capability to de-anonymize and trace digital actors, the modern-day version of Mossad's verification process. Thirdly, Eichmann's defense was following orders. Today, many employees unwittingly become accessories to cybercrime by falling for phishing scams or ignoring security protocols. The defense of "I didn't know" is no longer enough. Constant vigilance and security awareness are essential. So, how do we fight and prevent digital crimes? The best defense is a proactive offense. Organizations must implement zero-trust architecture, trust no one, verify everything, and use advanced threat detection to spot anomalies. When a breach occurs, the response must be as swift and coordinated as the Eichmann capture. We must isolate affected systems immediately and conduct a forensic investigation to understand the kill chain. In the Cold War, we dealt with bugs. Now, we deal with advanced persistent threats, APTs. We must use cyber threat intelligence to understand the actors, their tools, and their motives. The ultimate legacy of Operation Finale wasn't just the capture of one man. It was the moral imperative it represented. When traditional legal frameworks failed to bring a monster to justice, bold action was taken. In the face of complex cyber threats that transcend borders, we face a similar challenge. Legal and moral questions arise daily. But the core lesson remains. Justice must be served, and the past must be remembered. We at Spy Tech Files will continue to uncover the declassified history that shapes our understanding of intelligence, technology, and the enduring human quest for accountability. The meticulous planning, the patience, and the commitment of those Mossad agents in Buenos Aires should serve as a blueprint for our digital security today. The threat is different, but the need for precision, audacity, and an unwavering commitment to vigilance is exactly the same. Don't miss our next file, where we explore the shocking truth behind the CIA's top-secret attempts to control the weather. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the shadows.